Hi, my name is Neb Kamus Sen Atumuri, and this is the 8th video in the series entitled 200 Fallen Angels Mongoloidism. So Nubians, Elohim God doesn't mind if you are trying to make your genes stronger, as shown in the case of Moshe, Musa, Moses, Leviticus 12:5 through 10. Elohim God makes note that he does not want you to go outside of your genes, as shown in Genesis 24:3, 28:1, and 37. And none of this applies today because everybody is mixed. There are no pure blacks or pure whites or pure orientals. We are all mixed. This is old law. For example, in the Holy Bible, a man is supposed to leave his family and cling to his wife as one flesh. Genesis 2:24. Now, if a man of the pure seed leaves his land and goes to the land of Canaan, any children born will be mixed out. But if a non-black woman comes and mixes with blacks, their children will be black and born amongst a people other than the mother's own. In the case of the 11 tribes of Canaan, Elohim God obviously didn't intend for the Caucasian seed to continue because Canaan had no daughters. Genesis 10:15 through 18. Now, the women are the ones who carry the seed called mitochondrial DNA. This is the DNA in the nucleus of the baby's cells. This DNA came from outside of the nucleus in a compartment of the cell called the mitochondrion, which produces nearly all the energy to keep the cell alive. The mitochondrial DNA is only inherited from the mother. Elohim God gave one daughter both to Jacob, Genesis 31:4, and Ishmael, Genesis 28:9. Unlawful mixing of your seed produces more cursed seeds in the case of the Edomite Mongolians, because integration with the beast of the field is an abomination. They have another kind of curse which lies in their skin color, hair, and one extra gene, which is the 47 chromosomes, the simian gene. Chimpanzees have 48 chromosomes. The Noble Quran says that God cursed them and turned them into monkeys, apes. That is why the 47th chromosome is a half monkey and half human gene. This is called Down's syndrome. Slow down from 48 back to 47 chromosomes, downward genes. As shown time and again, Yahayyu Lord sends curses through the genes. Leprosy that turns the skin white, Leviticus 13:4 through 11, and the hair yellow and thin, or blonde straight hair, Leviticus 13:29 through 32, is one of the Caucasian's curses. Canaan was also born with the skin disorder called Vitiligo or leukoderma, which is the partial or total loss of skin pigmentation. This is an albino disease, meaning he was partially albino. However, there is no cure for this disease, and the pigmentation does not return. The albino is a carrier of many recessive traits, and he has identified 250 of them. To you, many of these traits affect the person negatively. So there is nothing good to be inherited from a lack of melanin. Now, during the flood, these 200 fallen Nibiru took flight and went to Saturn to dwell. After the flood, they returned to the planet Earth to set up the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. In this present day, we are living in the new city of Sodom, and these evil fallen Nibiru that visit are right here on earth with us. Down's syndrome, mongoloidism, is another curse. Can blacks get it? Yes. They can have both leprosy and Down's syndrome from mixing. This is also why these Edomites, Mongoloids, are known as the Japanese, the Koreans, Eskimo, Indonesians, American Indians, and the Chinese people today. Their curse carried through their seed, genes, and they helped the Canaanites by manufacturing all the tools of devilishment, such as fake hair, fake nails, etc. You name it, they make it. When you look at the tag on anything, you always see made in Hong Kong, made in Taiwan, made in China, made in Japan, made in Korea. It is no coincidence that the symbol of these countries is the symbol of the dragon, ancient and modern. And as we know, the dragon is the symbol of the beast. In Revelation 13:4 it states, and they worshipped the dragon which gave power to the beast. This dragon is the cursed seed, the Edomite race, who are descendants of Esau, who is the elder brother of Jacob, Israel. The Yahayyu, living one, existing one, hated Esau for the abandonment of his heritage and the defilement of the holy blood line of the Elohim Anunnaki, Malachi 1:3 and Romans 9:13. It is this seed that Esau produced with the Canaanites, Caucasoids, that gave power to the beast. The Edomite is the dragon that gives power to the image of the beast, the Caucasoids. How, you may ask? Well, on every corner in Negroid neighborhoods, what do you see beside liquor stores? That's right, Edomite beauty supply stores. Now take a look at what is in them. Products that destroy the beautiful image the Anunnaki give you, like your kingly 9 ether here, your beautiful skin, your prominent features, and the love of self. They sell products that give power to the beast, Caucasoids, and destroy you. You straighten your hair to look like a Hindu, East Indian, flank, and dead looking hair so that your hair doesn't reach towards the sun any longer. You may feel as a Negroid woman that you are only meeting the demands of getting a Negroid man, or in reality, that is far from the case. In your efforts to emulate the Caucasoid, your Negroid man will come to the conclusion, why settle for a fake white woman when I could go get the real thing? Hot combs, hair relaxers, rollers, jerry curls, wave nouveau, skin lightening creams, fake nails, products, fake hair, synthetic, all the way down to human hair, all so that you can look like the Caucasoid instead of yourself. The Edomite Mongolian Asians are the ones that own the nail shops where you spend your hard-earned money to put fake acrylic synthetic chemicals on your nails for long claws that someone told you look good or was a sign of being free from working for the white woman. Well, while you have those claws on your hands, you don't look independent of the white people. You look as filthy as them. It would appear as if bathing properly and being a hard worker for your family is something you cannot do. Did you ever think how poisonous these chemicals are? If the manicurists don't inhale them because they wear masks as not to inhale the chemicals while you sit there inhaling and soaking them into your skin. And let's not forget MSG, monosodium glutamate, found in Chinese food and most of your grocery, supermarket food items. It is a slow killer when taken over the years. Read your labels, people. Now, this is the same race of Edomites that sought to destroy our Lord and Savior, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah, Christ. Herod the Great was an Edomite, the son of Antipater, an Edomian, which is defined as an Edomite, procurator of Judea, being a viral ruler of all Palestine, which included Jerusalem between 55 and 43 BC. So Esau is the father of the Edomites, the Mongoloid, Orientals, Asiatics. He committed a great sin and he mixed his seed with the Canaanites. Genesis 28:16, Genesis 24:3, in Genesis 26:34. So his seed was cursed, and the Yahayyu hated Esau. Malachi 1:3 and Ezekiel 3:5. Now, prior to the birth of Isaac was the birth of Ishmael, whose mother Hagar was of the tribe of Mizraim. When Ishmael was of the age of marriage, his mother chose a Nubian wife for him from her own tribe, Mizraim, Egypt. The tribe of Mizraim are Nubians, Genesis 10:6. This is just to show you that Abraham did not mix his seed, nor did his son Ishmael, because Noah, the son of Ham, Genesis 5:32, was perfect in his generation, Genesis 6:9. And Abraham and all of his descendants were warned to obey the law of not mixing with the families of the Canaanites, Genesis 24:3. Also, Genesis 28:1. Here we see Isaac telling his son Jacob the same thing his father told him: "Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan." This knowledge is being passed down through the generations from father to son. And this was an important commandment given by Anu. Genealogy was extremely sacred. Genesis 2:4. It linked his seed with the heaven. Esau was angered that Jacob stole his birthright. So he went against his father's commands and mixed his seed with the Canaanites. Esau knew that mixing his seed would displease his parents, Genesis 28:8. When Esau was 40 years old, he took two wives of the Hittite tribe, Basemath and Judith, Genesis 26:34. Esau and Judith's first child was cursed with death. She then bore him twins, Qatar and Jibed, who were also cursed with death at the age of 18 by a falling rock. This was a pain to Esau for disobeying his father's law. In the same day, Judith also died, giving birth to another child. This child lived. His name was Elhua. The descendants of Elhua were the dark-skinned, yellow-haired Aborigines from his wife Rashaim. They moved south to the far east, known as Australia. Esau's Hittite wife was Basemath, also called Basmath. She was the second wife of Esau. She gave birth to Shuran, Mut, and Kukuman, and two daughters who were Tabia and Sienna. They were twins. Esau, and from the result of mixing his seed came the Edomite Mongolian race. This was the start of the Chinese race. Esau, in trying to right the wrong of marrying women of the cursed tribe of Canaan, then saw the third wife, who was a Nubian, Genesis 28:1-9. She was called Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael and Sayyida Fatima. Her name was later changed to Mahalath. Esau was very protective of Mahalath because her brother Kedar would have taken his life. Esau was not as protective of his other wives, Adah, Yehudith, and Aholibama. He was cruel and abusive to them because his marriage to them was out of spite. Mahalat gave birth to 2 sons and 1 daughter. The first son was Reuel. He came out of the womb brownish red with woolly hair. Thus he was also called Edom. The other, Yaban, he was also brownish red and with woolly hair. And the daughter, Malaya, she was dark brown complexioned and woolly hair. Reuel took a Canaanite wife called Hulan, an Arkite, and she had 2 daughters. The first was Tathia and the second was Satah. Yaban took a Canaanite wife called Arakah, and Arakah gave birth to 3 sons, Lamed, Hafiz, and Nam, and a daughter Tobath. Malaya took a Canaanite husband named Abiyud and had 1 son, Kundu, and 1 daughter. Since Mahalath yielded the Japanese people after his father Jacob's death, Esau took another Canaanite wife. She was a Hittite named Adah. Genesis 36:2. Adah bore Esau 1 son named Eliphaz. Genesis 36:10 through 13. Eliphaz had a son called Amalek and 1 daughter called Kenaz. The Amalekites and the Kenites were 2 close-knit tribes, Numbers 24:20 through 24. Their offspring looked like Native Americans. Esau's 5th wife was Aholibama. She was a Hivite, Genesis 36:2. She had 3 sons. The first was Jeush. The second was Jalam. And the third was Korah, Genesis 36:5. He was the father of the Korean race. Peking or Beijing is also called Sinanthropos. If you notice the first syllable of the word Sinanthropos, you see again the Semitic language of Ashuric Sin. The word Sinanthropos is the word Chinese or China. Sinanthropos is your ape man, your monkey man. They are known to eat anything such as worms, snakes, or bugs, the life of any living thing. That's used for consumption amongst the Orientals. And the other Asians, such as the Japanese and the Koreans and the many subseeds, are all from the original Chinese Mongolians. They lived in the caves of Peking, today called Beijing, where bones have been discovered. They also walked on 4s and 2s and had their bodies covered with unusual fur which was hollow. Peking man is from Peking, China. These are your Orientals, Mongolian race today. So now, do you see why all these races of melanin-recessive peoples hate you, Nubians? They all came out of curses from God. Most, their bodies are housed by demons, the 200 fallen disagreeable Elohim cherubim, Nitiru, that followed Halal, who changed from beautiful, agreeable Anunnaki seraphim to a light of a dragon, a winged serpent. These 200 fallen disagreeable Nitiru caused mischief in the heavens, therefore they were cast down to earth. The physical curse meant that a race of beings would manifest in the physical with the spirits of disagreeable beings in them. Anu, Alyun El, breathed into man, and thus he became a living spirit. Genesis 2:7. The breath of Anu is inside of you, black man. He, the prophet Adam, the Nubian male, who was created on the spiritual plane, had the spirit of the Creator within him, which he carried on the Y chromosome. The Nubian female, who was created on the physical plane, carried the spirit on her X chromosome. From the Y chromosome of the prophet Adam, Eve received her soul. Together they are a perfect match, bringing together the union of spirit and soul. When you don't have a soul, you just have a spirit, your own self. The Canaanite Caucasian ape man were their own selves, the spirit. They lacked the holy soul that Anu strengthened the Messiah Jesus with. And that's the big difference. We hope you have learned something from this video, and we urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click on the like button below, and see you at the next video. You can hate me all you want, Conan, but the truth must be told. See you at the next video.